Hello everyone and welcome to Recap Anatomy. Today we will recap the 2023 movie, No One Will Save You. If you enjoy the recap, please like and subscribe. It really helps. Now let's enjoy together. The movie starts with our introduction to the main character, Brynn. She seems nervous, putting on a fake smile, like she is trying to face her fears. She sews dresses for a living, and she also builds intricate scale models of her town, a hobby she carried over from her childhood with her mother. Brynn carefully folds the package, her hands steady but her breath uneven, sealing it with a precision that feels more like ritual than routine. And as she lifts it to her chest, she pauses at the door, bracing herself for the journey into town, where every glance and silence will weigh heavier than the parcel she carries. But before she could leave, she notices a strange mark in her otherwise flawless garden. The grass is burnt in a strange, almost circular shape. She makes nothing of it and waters the grass before making her way into town. Brynn steps onto the street with her parcel clutched tightly, her smile tentative, fragile, as though she hopes it might bridge the distance between her and the world she left behind. After visiting her mother's grave, Brynn walks back toward her car, keeping her eyes low as she carefully skirts a group of townsfolk gathered nearby, their presence heavy enough to quicken her steps until she reaches the safety of her vehicle. But before she can enter, she has to duck down and hide from a police officer and his wife walking past. She peeks from behind her car in despair and sadness. Who are they? The suspense continues to build up. Back at backyard of her house, Brynn writes a letter to her best friend, Maud. She writes to her telling her that she saw her parents today. But as she continues, she hears the delivery truck arriving, which gets her very excited. She rushes to collect her parcel and bring it back to the house. She adds the new model house to her collection and dances in excitement. She celebrates alone, cooks and eats alone, and lives alone. She's lonely, and she shares her loneliness by writing letters to her best friend. That night, Brynn drifts into uneasy sleep, the house wrapped in silence until a faint creak stirs her awake, and in the dim glow she senses a presence moving through the shadows. She is frightened but cannot see the intruder. It sounds like an animal but looks like a human standing upright in the dark. Brynn rushes to her room and hides under the bed when she hears the intruder making its way upstairs. And that's when she sees it for the first time. It's not a human and it's not an animal. It is an intruder not from this world. The feet look nothing like she has ever seen before. She narrowly escapes the monster to call for help, but the lines are down. Then suddenly all the lights start to flicker, doors begin to slam, and music plays so loud that it would burst your ears. Brynn rushes to turn everything to avoid attracting any attention, but it's too late. She rushes to hide behind the fridge door, but the monster has found her. It slowly creeps up, but Brynn slams the door to push it away and makes a run for it. But the alien, using its telekinesis powers, slams the front door into Brynn, making her fall to the ground. She crawls to save her life as the alien walks slowly towards her. Using the same powers, it pulls her towards itself, probably to finish her off. Brynn tries to grab onto whatever she can, and with all her strength, slams it into the alien's head, unaliving it on the spot. It falls to the ground while Brynn tries to catch her breath. She remains hidden until the sun comes out, and then covers the body with a blanket. Brynn barricades the front door shut, her pulse racing as she grabs her bicycle and bolts outside, only to freeze at the sight of her favorite delivery truck overturned in the road. Pedaling hard to the neighbor's house, but finds it abandoned, the garden scarred by the same ominous ring she had discovered in her own yard. Brynn arrives at the police station, but bumps into the policeman and his wife, her best friend's parents. Before she could say anything, the wife spits in her face and walks out. Brynn is ashamed and heartbroken. She leaves the police station without reporting anything. Trying to contain her emotions, she falls to the ground as tears run down her cheeks. She has done something she regrets, but we don't know what just yet. She can't take the town's resentment any longer, and she cannot go back to her house. She decides it's best to just run away. She buys a ticket and gets on the next bus, leaving town. But nothing is as it seems. Brynn's relief turns to dread. A passenger grabs her, whispers something chilling. She spots a creature pulsing in his neck. Another lunges. They all want her. The driver slams the brakes. Brynn bolts into town and reaches a house. She slams the door begging for help, but no one's home. It seems she is familiar with this home until she reaches the backyard. Here we see that the friend she has been writing letters to is actually dead. She weeps in front of her friend's grave. The suspense rises. She is at the home of the policeman and his wife who spat on her face. They clearly hate her, but for what reason? We still don't know. In that moment, she watches as a cloud grows in front of her eyes. She can't believe it. She has never seen anything like it before. She runs, but it feels like the cloud is chasing her and her alone. We then see the sky getting filled with various other clouds covering the town. They seem to be some sort of alien ships. Brynn runs back to her house, but stops over at her neighbor's house only to find a group of people raising their hands to the sky as if they are welcoming the ships hidden in the clouds, the creatures in their necks shaking as they control the human race. They turn their focus towards Brynn, which scares her. She rushes back to her house and finds the alien she killed still laying on the floor. But there is a trail of liquid leading from its mouth going outside the house into the garden, as if something has crawled out of the alien and escaped. Brynn checks the garden while I prepare to poop my pants if something jumps out. She notices the clouds reaching over her house. In that moment, she decides she is not going out without a fight. She heads back in and starts to prepare traps all around the house, gather weapons, and getting ready for the invasion that is yet to come. We learn that Brynn is a fighter, someone who will do anything for survival. She has tackled the whole town by herself. She will not let some mere alien take her freedom away. A blinding beam crashes through the front door, obliterating everything in its path. Brynn ducks out of sight. It locks onto the alien corpse and swiftly extracts it from the house. Brynn hides in the basement. Above her, alien light beams slice through the house, searching, extracting, invading. One of them descends, silent, calculating. She grips a pair of scissors, her last defense. But the alien finds her. It speaks, not in words, but in mockery. With a flick of its power, the scissors fly from her hand. Then it sees the photo, Brynn and Maud. She clutches it like a lifeline. But the alien is stronger. It stares at the picture, curious, almost moved. Brynn bolts. Upstairs, another alien attacks. She bites, claws, fights like hell. It recoils, wounded and whining in the corner. Brynn races to the kitchen. Her traps are ready. Boiling water, a splash, a scream. But the alien isn't done. A beam crashes through the window, snatching her weapon mid-air. She's frozen. The alien steps through the light and strikes a pose, like a Victoria's Secret model. Brynn doesn't scream, doesn't fight. She walks to her room, quiet, defiant. The alien catches up to her and a fight breaks out. Guess who wins? Our girl Brynn. She stabs the alien with a broken stick and slams the closet door on its head, and the alien is down. She narrowly escapes but gets caught. It's the FedEx guy, but this time he is delivering her to the alien with sick moves. It shows her what it's got, but Brynn is not impressed. I'm just messing. It seems to be calling the alien ship to take Brynn on board. The alien ship opens its door, and a light beam shines onto the ground. Brynn escapes by pushing the FedEx guy into the beam, but the alien throws him out straight away. The ships disperse, and the big alien is not happy. It probably quotes Thanos when he said, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and chases after Brynn. She runs for her life, but the alien is faster. She thinks she has escaped, but to no avail. The spider-like alien screams a loud roar before attacking Brynn. She escapes and gets the alien trapped in the car and manages to set it alight. The alien who took the photo goes through the house, finally reaching Brynn's room. It observes the relationship between the two friends, understanding the relationship between the two. Meanwhile, the alien ship's beam of light forces Brynn back into the house. She sneaks in, staying as quiet as she can, until she is struck by the light. She can no longer move. She is frozen, but awake to witness what the aliens will do to her. She watches as the spider-like creature floats in the air, moving towards her mouth. Brynn wakes up screaming like it was all just a bad dream. She walks down the stairs into the living room. Everything has gone back to normal. The day is nice and bright. Her house is back to the way it used to be. In that moment, so the door opens and someone walks through. Brynn can't believe it. It's her best friend Maud. She is overwhelmed, but soon realizes that this can't be true. She shoves her hand in her neck and jolts the creature out of throat. A light beams down on the spider-like alien. The spider appears to be manifesting a human-like figure inside the beam. Brynn runs away as fast as she can from the ship. We see the spider that Brynn took out is now crawling into another woman standing inside the beam. Brynn escapes into the woods and bumps into the human-like creature the beam was creating. It's a clone of her. Brynn is startled. It seems the aliens are abducting the humans and replacing them with clones. Brynn gets closer but is stabbed by her own clone. She is still shaken by what's going on, but she is a fighter. She stabs the clone in the neck and watches her unalive in her arms. Wounded, she walks away from everything, only to come face to face with another alien. The alien ship beam catches her this time. It's the alien who was in her room looking at her pictures. It touches her, and we are taken back into her memories of the past. We finally learn why the town disowned her, why her best friend's parents hated her, why no one came to help her. We go back in time when Brynn and Maud were little. They were having an argument over something small. Maud pushes her and Brynn falls to the ground. In a fit of rage, she picks up a stone and slams it on Maud's head, instantly unaliving her. A mistake that can never be taken back. Brynn writes letters to Maud every day, apologizing for her actions, but deep down she knows she is unforgivable. The aliens watch her pain and despair. They witness her suffering and report it to their superior. In that moment it is collectively decided and Brynn is sent back. We then see a happy Brynn, a joyful Brynn, a Brynn who is not scared to face the world. The town greets her with smiles. They dance to the music and party together. Brynn is shinning amongst the new friends. Brynn is ultimately accepted by the aliens and placed in a utopian version of her town, suggesting a surreal but peaceful resolution to her trauma.